studio. In fact, I'm in Westward Ho, and anybody that's been following my videos, you'll know that this property behind me, which I've owned for a long time, since 2010, you can win it in a competition. There's a board here. I'm not sure whether that's showing the right way round or not, or whether the words are reversed. But the reason I'm down in Westward Ho is to having a look at the house, but it's also a beautiful day here, and I'm going to take a walk to the beach. And I thought, whilst I'm here, I would do a live stream. So apologies for not notifying you in advance. If you're interested in this competition, by the way, have a look in the description below, because there's only a limited amount of time left now, about 2 weeks. I thought I'd take a walk down to the beach because it's just a short stroll down to the beach. And the reason I wanted to make this video was to talk about what's going on with regards to the uneasy ceasefire peace agreement between Iran and the USA and Israel. If you've been following what's going on, you'll know that despite the fact that we're meant to have a ceasefire, so it's probably a bit wobbly this because I don't have a gimbal. So apologies if it's a little bit shaky, the camera. I should get a gimbal, really. But this ceasefire seems to be a bit of a nonsense because the USA launched multiple strikes on Iran yesterday and also took out some of their vessels. And Israel launched 120 strikes on Lebanon, which doesn't feel like a ceasefire to me. And Iran has now come out and say that they see that as a serious breach in the ceasefire and that they are reserving the right for retaliation. So what that tells us is that it's very likely that Iran is going to retaliate at some point soon. Of course, what will happen then is that the USA, Donald Trump, will feel the necessity to escalate things further, to retaliate in response to the retaliation. And all of this is basically telling us that we're a long way away from having a real peace, a real ceasefire in this deal. And the problem with that, it's oil prices. And we've talked about it a lot, but the price of oil impacts on everything in the global economy. And unfortunately, because we're now into about 80 days of elevated oil prices above $80, above $90, in fact, above $100 on many of those days, that's going to feed through into all of our pockets. You know, everything's getting more expensive, it's getting more uncertain, and the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to be. Now, I've talked about this a lot, so I don't want to just keep going over the same points, but the issue here, and I think the key takeaway, is that we're nowhere near a resolution. Even if this ceasefire was agreed, even if they did sign something, the cricket club is here, Westward Ho Cricket Club, if anybody's interested. So if you were to buy a ticket and win my property, you could come and watch the cricket here, or maybe you could play cricket, maybe you're good at cricket. Fancy turning out for Westward Ho? I'm not sure what division they're in, but I've watched many cricket matches there. It's quite a nice, relaxing thing to do at the weekend. If you haven't got anything else to do, you want to waste 4 or 5 hours. There's lots of people who are holidaying down here at the moment, so you can see some of the holidaymakers heading back from the beach. They've been surfing and paddling and those sorts of things. But yeah, the point really is that even if a deal was announced tomorrow, it isn't an actual deal. It doesn't put to bed all of the issues. It basically would be a 60-day prolongment. So another ceasefire subject to agreeing all of the key issues, which are basically what goes on with Iran's nuclear capabilities, because this is why the conflict started. Iran was over-enriching its uranium. So uranium in its natural form, I'm not a physicist, but I think it has, it's about 0.5 or 1% of it is the sort of usable. And then if you enrich it, so basically you put it through a process, it then builds up the amount of radioactivity in there. So Iran was able or allowed to go up to 5%. At the latest estimate, they were at something like 60%, which the USA and Israel have said that's close to being weapons grade, that you could start a nuclear missile from that uranium. So that's the key issue, because until an agreement is met, we're not going to get a permanent deal here. And the USA wants to remove all of that uranium. It's saying it wants it all taken out of Iran. And Iran is basically saying it wants to retain its rights forever. So it's not going to give that up. It's part of its sovereignty. Now, here's the beach here. It's just down this road. So I'm just going to go down here, this little thoroughfare, take you to the beach, and we'll have a look at what's going on down there. It's really hot today, actually. UK's in the middle of a heat wave right now. So, yeah, I'm feeling a bit warm in this T-shirt, to be honest. Everybody else got the tops off around here. But I won't do that, don't worry. I wouldn't subject you to that on a day like today. We'll just keep it simple. So yeah, that is the problem, is that I don't think there's an easy solution that's going to be workable from both sides, that Iran wants it, wants to keep developing its uranium. It's saying that it's doing it for nuclear power capabilities, but actually, I don't know, it seems like a lot of enrichment for nuclear power, because you only need it to be 5% for nuclear power. And the USA wants it removed, and obviously Israel does as well. So that's the problem, I think. And the longer this goes on, the worse it will be for the global economy for 2026. So, yeah, I just want to give this update, really, whilst I'm walking to the beach, to just say that we're no further forward. I've made many videos on it, and it may be getting a bit boring. You're thinking, oh, not another video saying the same stuff. But actually, it's the same stuff, but worse than it was the day before, because the day before, we were closer to, when oil prices were only $60 at the beginning of this year. Now, we're closer to 100. And if we don't get a ceasefire, then, the price could go to 150, 200, who knows. Now, I'm at the beach now. So here is the beach at Westwood Ho. So it goes on for a long way. It goes on for about 2 miles.
You get any videos?
No, I'm live streaming. So, yeah, not allowed. It's junior, isn't it? YouTube. What's your name?
Ryder Willoughby.
What?
Ryder Willoughby.
Roy Willoughby?
Ryder Willoughby.
Rod Willoughby. Rod Willoughby's just said hello to me down here at the beach of Westwood Ho. So, hello, Rod. I haven't shown him on camera because he's under 18 and YouTube don't like stuff like that. No, no more shout outs. So basically the beach here, 2 miles long, absolutely massive. So it's a great place, lots of things going on, kayaking, surfboarding, lots of surf lessons, all that sort of stuff happening. So if you're interested in coming here, then you need to buy a ticket in my competition to win my property down here. If you haven't done so already, there's only 2 weeks left now. So time is really running out. Have a look in the link in the description below if you're interested in doing that. It's just a nice place to come and hang out. It's just sort of pleasant environment, British seaside, fish and chips, all of those sorts of things. You can get a pint down here at the pub. You can have full English breakfast. And there's so many different things. There's a little amusement park just behind me here. All sorts of things to do here. So it is a great place. I just wanted to remind you that the competition is now coming to a conclusion. So hopefully that will come to a conclusion at the same time as the war in Iran does. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to. I don't think June the 12th is realistic to see a conclusion to the conflict between the USA, Israel, and Iran. If I'm guessing, I think that could run in perpetuity, possibly. It certainly will run for the next few months. If we get a clean resolution, I would be very surprised, because it's just a stalemate. And I think Iran is trying to break the global economy. That's the bottom line on all of this. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video, give you a quick update on what's going on, show you the beach down here at Westwood Ho, what's going on. It's a nice day down here. It's quite busy because it's half term, lots of schools on holiday. So there's plenty of people on the beach. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you want to buy a ticket, then have a look in the link below, and I'll see you again on the next video. What?